Today, I wanted to give you a very simple little exercise that you can practice talking about brushes, different types of papers, the amount of pressure on the brush, and keeping things simple. So I hope you enjoy this. So let's get started.
So what I'm thinking about is the amount of water and color here. Do I have a large enough puddle? Then we're going to go over to this. Okay, so that's going to be our basic shape. Then I'm going to loosen it up. I think I'm a little more controlled with this, and that's not necessarily what I want, but that's okay. We're using our strokes. That's all we're going to do. And then I'm going to take a 20 and just touch some of these edges. We're not going to try to get too invested in this. And I'm going to go slightly darker, so I'm bringing in whatever I have next to it. So basically, kind of a rounded triangle and a big tummy on there. If you don't have tape, let's just make a line and do that. Okay, that's our goal. I'm going to take a little Hansa yellow and a little quinacridone gold in here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to repeat the same basic idea all the way along. So now I have pairs in all the boxes, and then what I'm going to do is add a little more color into it. I'm just going along the bottom. I'd like them all to be kind of the same because I want to play with the background in a minute. Now, by having the tape, we can just go ahead and do this. Go right over it. And I think that it would be nicer if I have this at a tilt. Right now it's pretty flat. And just go along this edge over here. Darker on one side, lighter on the other. It's just because I want a little variation to this. Okay, and then we're going to shift into another one. It's important, why we're doing this is because we'll know what it looks like on white paper, but what happens if we wanted to add color to it? What's it going to look like? Going to bring more water in over here. You can also change the shape of your pear just by adding the color to the background. Allow some of that background color to spill. I'm going to lose this edge over here just by touching it. Then over here we have just lots of, I want to clean this up somehow so it's there, just a little more straighter. So what I'm trying to do is get more depth, make them stand out, and we have like 3 layers on top of our pears there. And then for this one, all I'm going to do is add the stem. And I could use this brush, or I could use the squirrel brush if I wanted to. A smaller squirrel would be better. It would hold more. It would just be looser. I'm going to go ahead and just grab this and my mud. I'm going to do the same thing like we just did in that little lesson. I'm just going to put that stem on. And I could use this brush, or I could use the squirrel brush if I wanted to. A smaller squirrel would be better. It would hold more. It would just be looser. I'm going to go ahead and just grab this and my mud. I'm going to do the same thing like we just did in that little lesson. I'm just going to put that stem on. And you know, if you don't know what to do with your background, you could always use, I wonder if I have it right here. Oh, here, this is it. Something like this. It's a clear acetate sheet. You place it right over your image like that. You could go ahead and let's take something like this. And it accepts water and color without beating up. And it'll give you some idea of what your image is going to look like next to this. What color is going to work well with whatever image you have here. So I'm pleased with this. I hope you're as happy with this idea as I was.
Now, I hope that little exercise helped you and you now have a better understanding how to handle some brush strokes and change the amount of pressure on the brush. So until next time, have fun and happy painting.